Hi everyone, welcome back to the Crafty Author. My name is Anissa, and today we are going to talk about the Easy Baby quilt that we're working on. Right now what you are looking at is the quilt wall, and as you can see, I have gone ahead and laid out the way that I want my quilt to look. So you will also need to do this with your quilt. Just play with it. But this is the manner in which it goes. You want your squares going diagonal so that it gives that diagonal look effect. You should have 6 squares up top and 7 squares going down for a total of 42 squares. So the way that we put these rows together is we're going to go, this is row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 6 rows. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to pick them up like this. So this is my row 1. You want to make sure you don't drop them like I just did. And again. Doesn't want to stay here. There's 2, 3, 6. So this is my first row. I am going to go ahead and stick a pin through them, and I'm going to use a different colored pin head. I'm going to use gray so that I know that this is the row 1. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab row 2. And you want to keep them in order, especially if you have directional fabric, because you don't want to mess with that. Go ahead and stick another pin. This one has a little white head on the end of it. So I know that this is row 2. And now we're going to take these over to the sewing machine, and I'm going to show you how we start putting these together. All right, so I'm going to flip both of these upside down. This is my first row. This is my second row. I'm going to flip them upside down and sew these together. And I'm flipping them upside down because this is actually my bottom piece. And I want to make sure I'm doing this right. So you're going to take the bottom of your row 1 and the bottom of your row 2, and you're going to put them nice sides together. Sew it with your 1/4 inch foot or a 1/4 inch, whichever you're going to use. I'm using a 1/4 inch foot, so next, I'm going to take the next 2 pieces that are right here, and I'm going to do something that's called chain piecing. Just going to keep repeating this process. Until I get all the squares sewn together. All right, we're ready to start attaching row 3. So I've sewn these together and I've finger pressed them out, but I have not I did not clip the threads in between, so I want to keep those together. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to add this one down at the bottom. And I am going to press all these seams going this way that are towards the bottom. But I boo-booed, so we're going to start up at the top. Flip this right side up. And this will just make it easier just to sew it down. Instead of going from the bottom up, I'm going to go from the top down. You can do it as whatever works for you. You just want to make sure that your fabric is going correctly and that you're going to end up butting up, that your color scheme is going in the right direction. That's all you want to make sure of. Okay, so now we have these rows sewn together and they're hanging like this. They're attached. Okay? The reason that we didn't clip our threads is because now we're going to join these together. And the way that we're going to do this, since they're attached on the string, they're going to butt up just perfectly. And remember, we pressed these seams this way, these seams this way, and vice versa going down. And the reason for that is because now our seams are going in opposite directions. That one's going that way, and this one is going the other way. So they butt up exactly to one another, and I don't have to worry about them not matching. And now you're just going to take it and you're just going to start sewing all of the strips together. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and give the quilt a nice press, just like so. And I am just setting my iron down and just letting it press. I do have steam in here, but I'm not actually steaming the quilt. And I'm kind of going at this at an angle and just working out the nooks and crannies here. All right, so everything has been pressed, and I did go ahead and play with the color scheme. So I did switch it around just a bit. It's the same quilt, but this is what I was talking about. You want to make sure that the quilt has a lot of balance in it, and so that's why I went ahead and did what I did and sewed it the way that I sewed it. So it has a little more color balance in it now than when we first started, and you're going to want to do that with yours as well, just as I had mentioned earlier. This is a close-up of what it looks like. You can see how that method that we used to attach the rows, how that helps, because it helps keep everything nice and even. Now, I mean, if I want to go and nitpick through here, we can. Here is one. Where's my finger? There's one where it's off just by a hair. I am not going to rip it out and worry about something like that, and neither should you. So I want to thank you for joining me today on The Crafty Author. Go ahead and get your blocks sewn together and get your rows sewn together. And then next week, what we're going to talk about and do is put borders around our quilt. So I would like for you to think about what color you would like to put around your border. So that's what we're going to do. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like to follow me on social media, description is down below the links are down below in the description box. It's been a long day. And keep on crafting. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.